Hey, hey, beloveds. Pardon me. Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday. Just wanted to take a moment to say hi and tune in and turn on with you and just share a little insight and inspiration, especially after we just had that Pisces new moon energy. Many of us are going into the depths of ourselves and are feeling like we're going through a rinse cycle. A lot of deep emotions, a lot of things are showing up. And these things are making, huge and significant changes for us. And so, how are we dealing with it? How are we handling the energy and the really the wisdom that the moon always brings to us depending on where it is in the sky? And so more and more of us with spiritual practice becoming so much more than prayer and meditation, many of us going deeper, doing inner child healing work and all kinds of things. We are looking at the ways of our ancestors in so many ways, and we have to remember those of us who come from tribes and, villages, that type of thing. I love here in Mexico, going to a pueblo is really almost like going to, something like we've, and being from the United States, we go to cities, but these pueblos are rich with culture and history, and we don't have that type of thing in the United States. I love that also in Spain and in Ukraine and all the places I've been. And the thing that united me, no matter where I was in the world and what I was going to share about our ancestors, the women were the seers, right? The women were the guidance. And if a woman had a dream or a prophetic vision and said, hey, you guys, we need to stay here or we need to move, something's about to happen, the village, the people would listen. And many women had these, prophetic dreams and insights and wisdom during what? During a lunar, during a lunar cycle, a new moon or a full moon. And so, when we now are starting to recognize the power of the moon, our astrology is all based on our sun sign, which rules our head, which talks about our masculine energy. And this is why so many of us, hey Luna, I'm talking about La Luna right now, so many of us as women feel so disconnected. There's this image of this white Jesus, then there's this image, we're being drawn and told only about the sun aspect, our head aspect, our personality aspect, instead of our feminine aspect, La Luna. Do you know the reason women started, stop connecting to La Luna was because when the Christian church came through and said the goddess energy was too dangerous and too powerful. And so the Christian church abolished it. And so women would always still gather for the full moons. And so this is what I'll be sharing in the Luniversity, how you learn what the moon, how it can support you, depending where it is, depending on your moon sign. There's so many different things. This is truly what I call applied magic, because this is how our ancestors, what I call ancestors, I just think about it this way. I just shared how no matter where I was in the world, I would always do something with the moon, every single place, no matter where I was. Everybody knows how much I love the moon, right? But think about not the millions, but the billions of ancestors who have prayed to the moon. There are temples, I felt that energy. It's like that awakened something in me when I went to the Temple of the Moon here in Mexico. And it's so true. I mean, there was a temple to the moon and the sun, so there was a balance. But in our horoscope and our astrology, all they ever tell us is the sun sign. And so we've been disconnected, and this is why so many women have a hard time connecting then to their intuition, because they're not connecting to La Luna. And when you're not connecting to La Luna, except for on the full moon and new moon, she's like, oh, she's only interested when she wants something, right? And so, no, we need to talk to her every day, right? Because we have phases within ourselves, especially as women. I know I do. I love having a different energy, and depending on what I'm wearing, how I fluff my hair, all these different things, just like the phases of the moon. The thing is, we can see her and we can feel her. We can feel her. Sure, we feel the sun on our skin, but the sun is for the earth. The moon, La Luna, is for us. And there's so much magic in it. And so in the Luniversity, not only are you going to learn when is your super powerful time. There is a cycle of time that each of us have depending on different factors. That is what I call our lunar power cycle. This is when your lunifesting magic is at its best. This is how our ancestors did everything. Everything. We have to remember this. Look at the pyramids in Egypt. Same thing. This is how our ancestors grew their crops, babies, weddings, everything. We have to remember this is our medicine, and we're missing out on its power. So I want to make sure you come on Saturday during the equinox. I've got something special and juicy for you. The Empower Your Wish with La Luna. It is a free masterclass, so join me on Saturday morning. Get your booties up so you can get some of this moon medicine. The link is in bio. It's totally free because I want you to know some of the magic that is within La Luna, and each of us have access to it. Like during this cycle now, that we just had the new moon. This is a hugely powerful time, and many of us have no idea. There are so many powerful times with the moon because it changes every day that we have no idea. But let me remind you, if our ancestors were able to predict, were able to avoid drought and famine and even death, because they listened to their inner callings, because their gift of sight was able to be seen as something of value, instead of in our modernized experience, we've been told that when we listen to our dreams, we're crazy. And so most of the time, many of us believe we're crazy. And the other part of that is too, many of us have the imprint of the witch trials, the witch hunts. In every culture, the goddess energy was wiped out because it is so powerful. And so we have to remember that that's how powerful this medicine is, that they destroyed it and don't want us to know. But many of us are awakening to this truth. And I want to share that moon medicine with you. So please join me on Saturday during the equinox, like I said, so you can make some Luna wishes and really learn more about Luniversity, which starts on the full moon on the 28th, as well as what is Lunafesting all about. Don't you want to know? The last Lunafesting class was off the charts. It was out there, it was to the moon and back, so you don't want to miss this one, especially because it's the equinox. So I invite you, and I'm sending you so much love and light. Remember, when you look up at those stars, those are our ancestors shining down on us, saying, see us, look at us, use this sacred medicine, sisters. Learn this. Imagine all the wisdom. Imagine all the wisdom in the moon. Imagine all the wisdom, all the billions of women's prayers, rituals, so much magic in the moon, and I can't wait to share it with you. So please join me on Saturday, and don't forget the Luniversity. You get to spend 3 months with me in a sacred container learning everything you need to know to create your lunifestation. So I send you so much love from my heart to yours, and until next time, peace and blessings, beloveds.